people who devote themselves to mine resources, when they stumble on gold or silver, everybody knows that the state that they met it is not in its purest form. And so there's a purification process that they subject that material to, that substance to, that particular precious stone or metal to. The reason why they subject it to that purification is because they are aware that there are certain drows, certain impurities that came with it naturally. And none of us were born well. Every one of us came into time broken. We didn't come looking like God. We came looking like our ancestor Adam. In Genesis 1:26, the idea God had for man is that let's make man in our image and after our likeness. In Genesis chapter 3, man fell. And man, having fallen, lost the glory of God. In Romans chapter 3 verse 23, it says, for all have sinned and have fallen short of the glory of God. The glory of God is not a wow experience. The glory of God is the face of God. It means that when God gave us his image, he conferred his glory on us. When Moses asked the Lord, show me your glory, God responded to Moses, no man can see me and live. Meaning that the glory you are asking for is my face. You want to see me. The idea of glory is that God conferred his image on us. And since man has fallen, man has not been restored, man began to procreate his own kind. So in Genesis chapter 5 verse 3, it says, and Adam lived 130 years. Can we have these scriptures displayed to give us some form of basis for our discussion? Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness, after his own image. This Adam that is giving birth to people now in his own fallen image and his own fallen likeness was once created in the image of God and in the likeness of God. As he fell, he has not been repaired, he has not been restored, he has not been redeemed. He began to procreate a fallen breed. This is how all of us entered time. We entered in this fallen capacity. So because we entered like this, the first encounter with fire we will have is the purification process that fire brings to the soul. It means fire will separate us from everything that we inherited from our ancestor Adam that is not consistent with God's program for our life. Fire will create a point of demarcation. Fire will remove everything that is on. See, you know that before you were born, there are different protocols set into different families waiting for many people. There are families that because of the way the people in the household and the bloodline have practiced iniquity for long, they've created an arena for spirits. You didn't know that? There's a way you will sin. A spirit will now have legitimate operational mode around you. When that spirit abide in that family for a while, he builds a stronghold on them. So it means the spirit's campaign will start leaving the man who is currently engaging that altar of iniquity. He will start trying to have a stake in the next generation. Before you know it, you will give birth to children who have no business with your iniquity, but they will start struggling with proclivities and tendencies that are actually the harvest of the practice of their fathers. When Nathan came and gave David, the verdict of God concerning his iniquity, when David appeared before God in Psalm 51, what did David say to God? He said, behold, I was shaping in iniquity. If I started saying, have mercy upon me, I'm sorry, but look at how I came. In sin did my mother bear me. Have you ever read that scripture? There's a school in Kaduna. They walked into one of the bathrooms and saw a primary 2. I think primary 2. A primary 2 or nursery 2. Or it's 2 sharp. A nursery 2 or primary 2 boy. He was with a nursery 2 girl, raising her skirt up and trying to investigate something. When they saw him, they said, what are you looking for? Number one, at that age, he knows that these matters require privacy. Number two, he was searching for something that his sexual appendages are not matured enough to prosecute. You see, that type, nobody taught him. His follow come. It's like original charger. It came with him. And it is because of an opening that the iniquity of a generation had opened. Satan have a harvest in the next generation. Before that boy reach 18 years, you will hear of the wonders in unrighteousness he would do. It's because a stake has been built on him based on the opening, the door of iniquity that was opened by the practice of another generation. Sometimes when you are in the front of temptation, you must know that it's not just about you. There are certain things you do, you compromise your seed. You open them up to warfare unnecessarily. There are families that are dealing with battles now that is because of people who are long dead. They are the ones that signed the contract. They are the ones that said have access to this family. People who were not there when contracts were signed are now helplessly struggling with the decision of a generation. It's not always about you. The consuming fire. That dimension of the fire that consumes is that everything that is not in tandem, everything that is not captured in your ordination, what it does is that it separates it from you. If you interact with that particular operation of fire, what it does is that it begins to show you the things that are not part of your script. You remove it from your life. There is a mode you engage with the purification fire. You will see that even your friends, that fire has the means and the capacity to break long-held associations. You will just realize that for some reason there are conflicts that you cannot explain. It's fire that is separating you guys. That fire has the ability also to remove attitude, remove habits, remove addictions from your life, because it is a fire that purifies. What it's attacking in your life, it is anything that has the root of corruption, anything that is not advancing God's purposes in your life. It will begin to remove those things from your life, but it cannot happen until that fire is ignited. These are the different modes of operation that fire of the Lord does in our life. There is the working of purification it does. It is this place that holiness is sustained by the believer, because you cannot attain the holiness standard of God through the arm of the flesh. You can't enter it through resolution, through vows, through determination. There must be something inside, something organic, something intrinsic that will power your new conviction. You will look at it like this. You will see what you used to love before, and you will look at it like this and walk past it, because your heart has loved another thing higher now. It means that it is actually a journey of love. What fire will do is that it will ignite a superior passion for God above that thing that has dominated you before. So when anything is presented, you choose God above it. Anything is presented, you choose God above it. Then when you look back at your life after 10 years, 20 years, you will realize that the testimony your generation have about you is that he's a holy man. What they are calling holy is actually an arena of love you were operating inside. Love that was powered by fire. Many don't know the purification fire. They think fire is about tongue alone. Fire can make you quiet. Fire can make you think about your life. Fire can make you meditate. The fire of God will zero in everything that does not have the capacity to advance God's will for your life. It will bring it before your gaze. This fire I speak about, it can actually change the course of your life. I mean, total change of the course of your life, in a manner that even you who is experiencing it, you will never be able to know that it is actually because you surrendered to this baptism of fire that these things are happening in your life. You can have some ambitions, some plans for your life, and the moment you are baptized with fire, he replaces your own plan with the eternal purposes of God and begin to chart your course. I am yet to see any man that actually surrendered to the counsel of God that regretted it. I have not seen anyone. But I know many people who use their own wisdom and think they know what they are doing. It always ends in regret. One of the operations of fire is purification. And tonight I pray that we will all be partakers of that purification capacity of fire in the name of Jesus Christ.